Everybody. Happy Tuesday night. Thanks so much for joining our um, Harmony Patching group and our special session tonight. We are having a doctor in the house, Dr. Roger Lee, and he's going to share his doctor perspective on stem cells and his skepticism and how this all came to be and what he's noticed and experienced. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. And what we're going to talk about tonight is a biotech company that most of us have never heard of. It's been around for 20 years, and what they are doing is revolutionary. And this is a groundbreaking use of phototherapy. So if you've ever heard of red light therapy, um, this is it on steroids, but managed by our own body and naturally. So what it's doing is it is allowing the cells in our body that determine our health, our disease level, our energy, our focus, everything is cellular driven, right? This is targeting and regenerating cells. And it is not just for performance of athletes. We're talking, those people who walk in the room and say, why did I come here? Where did I put my keys? It can also be energy. It can be mobility. It can be pain relief. Because what we're talking about tonight is the future of medicine, not just being about treating illness, which is really in America, sadly, where the focus has been, right? Roger's going to talk about that. But what we're talking about tonight is a natural product to unlock the body's innate ability to heal itself. And it really was designed to do that. But before we get going, I just want to give you our standard medical disclaimer. Cami, Jeff, and I are not doctors. Of course, Dr. Roger Lee is a doctor, but he's not your doctor. But we're not going to be diagnosing or treating anything tonight. But we're going to be sharing some information that I think you'll find to be eye-opening. And we always want people consulting with their own medical professional with what you are dealing with. This product is classified with the FDA as a wellness product. And the information we're showing tonight is really for informational purposes only. We're going to go a little speedy here. So I'd like you all to make a note of harmonypatching.com. This is a fantastic resource for you. If you want to learn the nuts and bolts and the how-tos, and this is a great resource. And then we're going to talk another website too. But a recent thing I found on the internet, this is not even produced by this company, but did you know that not getting enough sunlight can be as deadly as smoking? I was just shocked. And when you think about it, light is the genesis of life, right? And when we live in darkness, and for those of us up here in the Pacific Northwest in the winter, we're really deprived of that light, and we have a higher incidence of breast cancer and MS and all sorts of things. And when we explain what we're going to explain tonight, it's going to start to make sense. The light is powerful. And practitioners have been using various forms of light for many years, lasers and infrared saunas. These have the ability to make change in the body, but in the wrong hands, because they're synthetic, they can also do damage. So that's not always the best. And we don't always have these tools available, right? But what we're going to share with you tonight is something you can take with you. You can put it in your suitcase. You can travel around the world with what we have here. But the company we're going to share tonight is very notorious because for 10 years, they were studying stem cells and looking at how they can help aging bodies turn back the hands of time and not just go down Mother Nature's decline life cycle. Because by the time we're age 30, we've lost half of our stem cells already. They go dormant in our body. They burn out like a light bulb. And when you're 60, you've lost about 90%. When you're 80, you might have about 2% left. That is why disease starts to really set in. After around age 40, 50, we start, not sleeping as well. Sleep is really critical. We're going to talk about that too. But there is, because of this company, we have the ability to turn that ugly trend around. And what we're talking about is wearable light technology. And it's activating your own light, and it's just helping your body to regenerate, repair. This is patented. This is a 20-year-old company with patents. They have over 220 patents, I believe it is now. Huge in Europe and Asia. They're very open to natural modalities. Our country, not so much. A lot of it has to do with our medical structure, but I think this video explains it better than I, so I'm going to let you take a listen.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy for improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
I think they do such a great job on their marketing materials and videos. But what we're talking about tonight has been pretty notorious for a lot of celebrity athletes that have become household names. And ironically, they've had some secret tools that they don't always let their competition know about. Tom Brady claims he could never have played NFL football so late in his career without this product because it's helping to regenerate the damage. He'd do on Sunday and get him ready. And I'm sure he had other tools as well, but Serena and Venus Williams loved to wear them on their wrists. Michael Phelps, he wore these when he won all those medals in Beijing. But in 2019, this company made big time global history with the first ever product to bring back dormant repair cells. They are reactivated. So it's turning them back on like a light bulb. And when you do that, it's just helping your body to have pain relief, inflammation reduction, faster recovery, no chemicals, no side effects. We love that. And these were originally developed for the US Navy SEALs. And they have really come a long way because they are now in the hands and getting into a lot of different places and making big differences in many levels of health. And there's another website that our friend Marcy put together, startx39now.com, and it's another great resource. So we'd like you to be able to have tools. So if you want to share this with someone and you don't know how to explain it, you either invite them here on Monday and Tuesday at 6 or send them one of these web. But this is a science section, and I know this is the section when I shared this with Dr. Roger Lee, spent a lot of time on this section because he is a researcher and doctors tend to like data, and there's lots of that here. But my favorite section is age reversal with GHK copper peptide. That is the peptide that allows those dormant stem cells to come back to life. And they've done a number of clinical trials, over 90 of them around the world, independent lab studies. And this one I think is of particular interest because the heart is so important. In 6 weeks of wearing X39, the average participant lowered their cardiovascular age by about 8 weeks. That's unheard of. How do you get younger? By wearing what looks to us to be a Band-Aid, but it's so much more technologically advanced than that. But it's a day and a third younger for every day that you wear that. And what it did in the brain health study was absolutely remarkable. And in what you're seeing here, session 1, where you see orange and red, that's inflammation in the brain. That's slower blood flow. That's a slower thought process. That's the, why did I come in this room? Where did the car keys go? All of those questions we ask ourselves. This particular brain we're looking at is a 77-year-old woman with dementia. She starts wearing the X39 in that clinical trial, and session two is her first check-in at 3 weeks. So session one was baseline. That's what she was dealing with. Session two, look at that brain. It goes from a hot brain to a cold brain. It's not perfectly balanced yet. The body is working on it. Keep in mind, these patches are a signaling tool. It's kind of like the remote control of the body. It's helping the body get back in alignment and adjust what it needs to do. So in session three, 6 weeks now, only 6 weeks wearing this, that is a beautifully balanced brain. She's now walking into rooms and knowing why she went there. She's not losing her car keys. I got to hear her recording. They actually returned her car keys to her and let her started driving again because her memory was just better. This lady here you can see was really struggling. October 18th, she tried to write her name. Not very legible, but look at October 31st. We're talking, what, 2 weeks? Beautiful penmanship, but look at the complexity of that brain. That takes a lot to clear out toxins and inflammation, but it's possible. I'm here to give you some good news if you struggle with them. Some stories I could tell you would make you cry, and they certainly have me and the other people that we've helped. It's so amazing to be able to share something like this. But sleep, we hear a lot of people say, "Wow, I'm sleeping. I'm starting to dream." I know I wasn't sleeping before these came into my life, and I have the most vivid, beautiful, deep dreams. And if the X39 isn't enough for you, we've got a couple other tools up our sleeve that we can add with those. Our friend Marcy, she was dealing with fast growing cells of three different kinds: skin, breast, and lymph. And her mindset was that she was leaving this planet really, really quickly. She was at the end of her rope and pretty miserable when her naturopathic friend gave her 10 of the X39 patches. And she has just gone into overdrive in repair, regeneration, and defiance of those fast growing cells. And heart of gold. And she loves to share this with the world. What we're talking about, though, is age reversal versus anti-aging. You can see the difference here in these people. This is not Photoshop magic. This is real. Dr. Harmon here on the left, we know him personally, and that brown hair of his is natural. Came back. His nurses kept teasing him. Mandy here looks like, grandma becomes granddaughter in 1 year. Who doesn't want that? Whether you're dealing with pain, spine pain, maybe it's bulging discs, these have the ability to help regenerate that, damaged spinal cord there. And this took a little time. This was during clinical trial because only using X39, it will address everything in the body eventually, but it takes time. They have since figured out how to accelerate things by pairing it with other patches, like this lady here with curvature of her spine. X39 and Ice Wave is a pain blocker and it relaxes the body. And that straightened out. But we're talking skin and hair. You can see all the differences here: varicose veins, hair regrowth, recontouring of a birthmark, balancing of hormonal cystic acne. That was me. Darn, I wish I'd had these. But we're just talking, people dealing with really horrific things and very simplistic things: water, light, good food, good sleep has the ability to help the body regenerate and repair. And rapid repair of fast growing cells. This is amazing to me. This lady, look at her, August 26th, she had this removed of this year. And look at her on September 2nd. How dramatically improved is that? That is an incredible reduction of inflammation and collagen regeneration. And just here with some good news. And we're not just talking about humans, we're talking our fur babies too. This is my friend's dog, Blind, regenerated the vision of this dog. We couldn't believe it. We both cried as he made his way around the house. But I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can have Roger. Please unmute yourself, Roger. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you Roger Lee. And he's been a family friend of our families for many years. He was tennis partners with my mom and my stepdad and his wife, Sylvia. And very thankful that he came into my life when he did. I get a little emotional talking about this, but I lost my baby at 23 weeks, but I was left with giant fibroids in my uterus. And my doctor did not know if she could save my uterus so I could be a mom. That was my number one goal in my life. I just wanted to be a mom my whole life. And my mom insisted I come to dinner. Try not to cry here. at her house to meet their tennis partners. Now, she never told me what he did for a job. And then she asked me to tell them what I was dealing with. Of course, I balled over all over my plate telling them. And he said, I'm going to help. And I'm going to make sure you keep your uterus. And I looked at him. I was like, what do you do? And then he explained, and I'm going to let him take it from there. But I have two beautiful boys because of this man who is very skilled and very crafted as a doctor. And it's pretty ironic to me that he saved my life. And I feel that I might be returning the favor for him. And who knew I'd ever be able to do something like that? So, Roger, I'm going to let you take it from there.
Thank you, Tracy. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you great.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tracy. You did me a big favor.
Well,
I've
and you
been
did me the biggest
researching.
of my life, too.
I've been researching stem cells for 25 years. I heard about stem cells in 1998. Cord blood stem cells were first used in sickle cell anemia in newborns. People, black babies were born with sickle cell anemia. And the first case that was cured was in 1998 using cord blood from babies that were normal. They had to match it all up. Otherwise, you get this terrible, this host graft reaction and you could die from it. So that was the first time we ever heard of stem cells. I was excited. Number two, President Bush canceled all the research on embryonic stem cells. And so we have no research at all. In order to get embryonic stem cells or blood stem cell, you have to go to a foreign country to get it, and it's very, very expensive. It can cost you from $10,000 to $150,000 to get one injection of cord blood. And it does work, but it's very, very expensive. Now, let me tell you, as a doctor, we our specialty is to treat disease. We never learn how to prevent disease. And that's the key. Your prevention of disease will help you immensely. And the prevention of disease is in our hands. We don't need a doctor and you don't need a prescription. It's in your hands. In the graduate, the the, the key word was plastics. I'll tell you now, in 2025, the key word is stem cells. I want you, if that's the last thing I can say about it, I want you to use the AI, Grok, Grok. Grok is the latest is in AI. And type in stem cells, learn about it. It's very, very important. If I were to say anything, thanks to Tracy, I've been looking for stem cells my entire life. I've had hypertension, severe hypertension, for 20, 30 years, and it killed my kidneys. The two things that kill kidneys. One is diabetes, and the other one is hypertension. And I went to every anti-aging meeting that I could go to learn about the prevention of disease, the prevention of hypertension. All my drugs that I ever used, 5 of them at the maximum doses, control my blood pressure, but it never treated the etiology, the cause of hypertension. That etiology is the endothelium. It's the lining of the inside of your blood vessels. Stem cells will do that. And how it does that is increase nitric oxide, the chemical nitric oxide, not nitrous oxide, which is laughing gas. It's nitric oxide. Nitric oxide allows the relaxation of your blood vessels. And when it relaxes, it's like a pump. If you got a stiff blood vessel, the heart has to really pump hard and it increases your blood pressure. So the patching increases the stem cells, and the stem cells will cause the healing of the endothelium, which increases nitric oxide, which cures hypertension. Now, for my own personal story, I've had the hypertension and a kidney transplant, And the company tells you not to use the patches for transplant because they're worried that it was going to cause rejection. I'm 84 years old. I've been on these patches for 19 months. I think I'm the only person that's had a transplant using the patches. I can take the risk myself. I can't sue myself. So I'm taking the risk of doing this. And so far, it's helped me. My hypertension's all gone. I do not take a single drug for blood pressure.
Wow.
Number two, at one point, the kidney that I got, everybody's kidney, transplant kidney, only lasts between 8 and 10 years. Mine is going on, next month will be 12 years. And I owe that to the stem cells because it's when you get normal blood pressure, it's no longer attacking, you're getting circulation to all parts of your body. That's what it does. And so you get healing of all kinds of whatever's damaged in your body, it's getting healed. So the key word is stem cells. Go to Grok, look it up, and Grok is a new AI. It's powerful. I bought it, the professional version of it, cost me $300 a year. You can get the super Grok for $3,000 a year. I'm not a super researcher, but I want to know as much as I can, and $300 is 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 a good deal because I can share it with my whole family. And my daughter is going to University of Washington, and she can do the research, use it for doing her research. It is great. So next week, I plan to come back and give you more information about my personal journey. And I will tell you what I think will be important. Once you get maintenance, get your body back in shape, there's a minimum that of 3 patches that you should use to maintain your body. It's just like a car. Your body's like a car. You need to maintenance on your car. You got to change the oil. And these patches will do that for you. It will change your car oil, and it'll keep your car lasting a lot longer.
Perfect
Everybody else,
segue, Roger, so that you'll have to come back next Tuesday when Roger is our
yeah,
deep dive, and he's gonna tell you what those 3 are. So we're gonna keep
okay.
you in
I'll leave it at that.
suspense. So thank you, Roger, for sharing that, and thank you for being you and caring so much and, helping me to get my kiddos because I can't imagine my life without being a mom. But next, I'm going to turn it over to Jeff, and he's going to share with you how you can get your hands on these amazing patches. And Jeff, do you like to take it away?
I'm sitting here kind of stumped because I had no idea that Roger was going to talk about kidneys tonight. My good friend Nathan has donated one of his kidneys to one of his sons who has struggled with kidney issues. And I mean, just to hear this now was caught me completely off guard. And so I'm going to tell you folks about thank you for sharing that, Roger. That blew my mind. And Nathan happens to be on tonight. So that's an amazing thing. Stem cells. Okay, so these sleeves come with 30 patches each. Not all of them. Some of the supported patches only have, there's some that have 2 patches, but they're used in unison. So you get 15 of each. But the sleeve is typically 30 patches. X39 is the premier patch. It's, you can get it for $149.95 retail, or there's ways where you can get the patches for a wholesale pricing. And I got to say this too, because a lot of people think that when you spend to get started, a chunk of money, that you got to spend that kind of money every month. That's not true. You can order just the X39, but there's 2 ways to do it: retail or wholesale. We're always trying to get people to purchase the wholesale. And then every once in a while, we have specials that you can take advantage of. So for me, these are all supportive patches here. So the Eon, I use the Eon every single day myself. I pay $49 for it for the wholesale price. And then I use the X39 and the Eon every single day. So these companion patches all do something to activate your stem cells to cause that copper peptide to start working. And you literally, it is age reversing. So of the aloe vera, which some of these pictures you've seen tonight with people's skin, their hair growing back, I have friends of mine that are literally, one guy's he's 70 something years old, David, and his hair has been silver for as long as I've known him. It's going brown. And also some of the things that were happening to him, dramatic effect on him. So of these patches, when you sign up and get with the person who introduced you to all of this, they can tell you more about it. But you have the core package, which is $295. Now you don't pay $295 every month. That's what I was trying to say. You can always upgrade to the advanced, which is $535, or you could do the premium. I just had one of my people under me grab the premium pack, and so my patches are paid for the next month. But of these things, you can upgrade. So the $295, if you upgrade, you pay the difference between $295 and $535. Likewise, if you're at $535 and you want to upgrade to the $1750, you just pay the difference. Uh, every one of these has a point system, and if you're interested in going beyond just wearing the patches, but really getting invested in the business, which is what I am doing, then the points matter. Those things matter. All of these different things matter. There is a new plan being rolled out, which is actually going to be better than what we have right now, and that should happen sometime around November. Next slide, please.
And we do want to encourage you to do a monthly subscription of that X39 as well. It's only $99.95 a month at wholesale. So that's what keeps those repair cells coming back, getting younger.
Thank you, Tracy. And we have the Cellurize, which is more like a supplemental drink. It tastes like I think it's kind of lemony-ish, but it actually complements the patches when you're wearing them. It actually complements your cells as they're rejuvenating, particularly stem cells. So this, like Roger was talking about, the nitric oxide. I'm very familiar with nitric oxide. I think everybody should be taking it. Now we've got patches. You take a shower, put the patch on, and it all happens magically. So these are some of the things that we want to tell you about that you can add to your, getting better by using the LifeWave system and the LifeWave patches. Tracy, is there anything that I'm missing there? This is okay. I had my first glass of water this morning. Tracy actually lives real close to me, so she got her machine, I guess yesterday, Tracy, and
Yeah.
I went over to her house and drank that. She said, I'm going to leave some water out on the porch for you. It's early in the morning. So she did. And the neighbor across the street, I pull up, I walk up to the porch, I grab this water, which is amazing taste, and it's light infused. And I drink the water, and then I turn around to get in the car, and the neighbor's looking at me like, what's going on over there? But anyway, the light infused water, which is being it's limited distribution to some of the folks in the company that have kind of done well, but eventually it's going to be available for the public. This is light infused water, and it's a game changer technology. And I, like Tracy, I'm never talking medical, I'm talking technology. I'm not a doctor. The technology of phototherapy and all of these quantum frequencies, light therapy, all of this stuff, I think is a God move. I really do believe that. But I believe we're also needing to learn how to cause our body to heal itself, as opposed to, like Roger said, be managed. We are here every Monday night. It's a short version on Monday night, half hour. Tuesday nights, we like to do the deep dive. Cam is going to do a deep dive on a subject I don't know what she's going to talk about tonight, but they're always pretty good. So we hope you stick around to catch that and just grab this information. Like the Harmony Patching Zoom call, just jot that down. And we're here every Tuesday night and Monday night at 6 o'clock. There's another one done on Wednesday with Marcy, who I've interviewed. She had the fast growing cells. She is amazing. If you want to be encouraged about your whole life, just talk to her for 5 minutes. And that's pretty much all I have when it comes to. I'm going to be planning another patching party here in my home. So I don't know how that's all going to work out, but I've got to fly I got to fly to Texas here in a couple of days. One of my family members is having some problems. So anyway, I'm here. I'm going to be here every Tuesday night. For me, I can't be here on Monday nights. Hope you stick around. Hope you join. Bring friends. And we're going to do this all over again every week. So thank
Yeah,
you,
and then
Tracy.
also, I wanted to let people know that we have an opportunity to give away some X39 patches tonight. And if you are a guest or if you invited a guest, please put your names in chat and let us know who invited you. And we will be doing a drawing here in just a moment. And so, you might be asking yourself, wow, this is amazing. How do, what's next? We want to get your questions answered. So we're going to end this in just a couple moments. I'll stop the recording and then we're going to answer questions. And then once we get questions answered, then Cami is going to go into the deep dive on the world's first ever light infused water machine. You're going to start hearing a lot about this company really soon because Netflix has been working on a documentary on the inventor. They are likening him Nikola Tesla or Albert Einstein. He's such a genius. And so get ready. It's going to be fun, but we encourage you X39 Eon. Everyone starts there. You might want to throw in the Alavita for good sleep and beautiful collagen. Give everything at least 90 days, but really it's 1 month for every decade you are old of X39. So if you're 60, 6 months of that particular patch doesn't mean you're buying all of these every month. And that patch is only 99.95 a month. That's about a cup of coffee a day to bring back your dormant repair cells. That's huge. You just don't know. And if you knew what I knew. But we really look at this as just sharing a gift of health. We can't keep this from ourselves. And when I see somebody struggling and they're, walking with a walker or a cane, I can't help but tell sometimes people, and Eric will look at me, really don't tell them right now, we don't have time. But I can't help it. But if you're like me, the FDA does not allow this company to advertise. And if you need to share, the company will give you a thank you check for doing their work for them. The FDA doesn't allow them to do in America. Now, you go to Ireland, my neighbors just were there. This is advertised on all the billboards, all over, stem cells everywhere. But in our country, we got to keep it really, really secret because we don't really encourage people to live their best health life, sadly. But what we're talking about is living younger with the X39 and just harnessing the power of light. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording. And we so thank you for being here tonight. We hope that you learned something and that you'll be back again next Monday and certainly next Tuesday when Dr. Roger Lee is going to do our deep dive and you're going to really learn some great stuff. Thanks for joining us.